All right, folks, good morning. Let's go ahead and get started. So, for today, Monday, April the 14th, we have the following information. First up, at 12 p.m. Eastern, we'll have FOMC member Barkin speaking. This is not expected to have any significant impact. At 1 p.m., we'll have FOMC member Waller speaking, which is expected to have a moderate impact. The rest of the FOMC members will be speaking well after market close, so we will not be focusing on any of that. So, for the most part, a day that's going to be light on news, and most of it's going to come in the second half of the trading session. Having said that, let's take a look at the pre-market and see what we've got so far. As of right now, the NASDAQ ETF, the QQQ, is poised to open substantially higher than where it closed on Friday. The main reason for that is that there is news that there will be exemptions on tariffs for technology. So therefore, the details, of course, we can go over later. But the point is, um, companies such as Apple are benefiting tremendously. And of course, the Nasdaq is focused on technology, so therefore, it's logical that we're seeing this jump, right? So we're going to see this across the board. Microsoft, etc. Right? You're going to see some stocks that are up, and we'll kind of go from there. So that means that we're going to see significant gains on a number of stocks that are just simply related to that. Also, as a note, we were um, we were able to move up on Friday. Looking at the overall market behavior, we did end up closing on that day higher than where it closed on the previous day. Also, we were able to close about equal to where the market had rallied back here. So, in short, back on the ninth, and that was, of course, when news about the pause on the tariffs hit. So, bottom line is, we're definitely moving higher at this point, and there are also some bids that are favorable. Having said that, let's take a look at the picture. All right, so as far as stocks for Friday, we did not find any that worked out. They worked out later. Apple was one of them. So Apple, we did find on Friday, and eventually it worked out, but it stopped us out first, and we didn't have a reason to pursue it again. Nevertheless, obviously, it did go up after that. All right, let's take a look at the pre-market since that's the only thing that's of interest to us at the moment, and let's take a look at what's happening there. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Just got to pull up my pre-market scan. Okay, so let's see what's coming up right now. All right, so looking at the pre-market scanner, here's what we have so far. Sorry, 1 second again. There we go. Okay, so first up is um, INTC. So let's take a look at that. And that is currently up 4.3%. So not up enough, but duly noted that we have a large jump in the price. Let's see what's next. CRML is next. That currently is up 10.14% on 2.9 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to the pre-market radar. Symbol again is CRML. All right, next up is Apple, which is currently up 6.2% of 5.2 million shares. Of course, it's way above $1 per share, so we'll add Apple to our list. AAPL is a symbol. All right, next up is THRD, TF Financial, which is currently up 39.8% 4.9 million shares is at least $1 per share, so we'll add that to our radar, THRD. All right, next up is NVIDIA. Oops. NVIDIA is currently up 3.7%, so that's not up enough, but that means that NVDL should be up. Okay, yep, it's up 8% on 3.3 million shares, trading at least $1 per share. NVDL is a ETF, a leveraged ETF for NVIDIA, so if NVIDIA is up 3%, then NVDL should be up more than 3%, and there it is. All right, next up is Verve, VERV, and that is presently up 29.14% on 7.7 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. Yep, so we'll go ahead and add VERV to the list. All right, next up is SNGX, which is presently up, down, sorry, 6.67% on 2.7 million shares. Is at least $1 per share, so we can add that to our list. The symbol is SNGX. Next up is RXRX. Presently, that is up only 4.5%, so not enough, so we'll skip that. Palantir, PLTR, let's take a look. Looks like it's rising very sharply, up 7.9% to 5.2 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share, so we can go ahead and add PLTR to the list. Next up is Tesla, which let's see what is up, only 2.2%. So that means the leverage ETF I was thinking about for Tesla, TSLL, should not be up enough, only 4.5%, but still rising in the pre-market. Next up is THTX, which is currently up 28% on 7.4 million shares. Is at least $1 per share, so we'll go ahead and add THTX to the list. Okay, next up is KIDZ. And that's currently up 14.5% on 11.3 million shares. Is at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to the list. KIDZ. Next up is ADTX, which is currently down 8.68% on 3.2 million shares. It's trading at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that ADTX to our list. Next up is SMCI, which is presently up 5.88% on 1.5 million shares. So that's not up enough, but it's close. So I'll go ahead and put that on a list. It's close enough where, since it's a major stock, I'll leave that on a list. And then AREB, which is presently up about 34% on 2.9 million shares. It's at least $1 per share, so we'll go ahead and add that to our radar, AREB. Okay, so I've been rocketing through these. If you folks see any other stocks that meet all four of our criteria other than those I've already mentioned, let me know in the chat. Let me first put the ones that I've mentioned in the chat. There they are. So if you folks see any other NASDAQ stocks that are trading at least $1 per share in the current pre-market session, also that have achieved at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume and are currently at a percent change of at least 6%, that could be either positive or negative. Let me know in the chat. MSTZ, okay. Probably will be a lot of them. MSTZ, oh, that must not be NASDAQ listed. Did you mean, let me see. Yeah, MSTZ must be NYSE listed, so I can't put that one up there. Micron? Yep, Micron's up. That's weird that that got skipped. 7.5% of 1.4 million shares, at least $1 per share. Yep. So we'll go ahead and add that. I don't know how Micron didn't show up on the other list, but correct. And then let's take a look at what was the last one? Bull. That one I've never actually heard of. Is that? Let me see something. Yep, it's Nasdaq. Okay. Webull. That is currently up 101%, 2.4 million shares traded. It's at least $1 per share. So I actually didn't know they had a stock. All right, so we'll add Webull to the list. BULL is the symbol. All right, and let's see, TQQQ, of course, yep. That is currently up 6%, 11.1 million shares. Yep, and it's at least $1 per share, of course. That's the NASDAQ leverage ETF, so we'll add TQQQ. All right, so we'll have to wrap up for now, folks. Please be sure to like the video. I see we have 10 likes and more than 10 people watching. Please make sure to like the video. Greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you get notifications when we produce a new video. And if anyone's watching this video on a replay and you're not familiar with our company, do check out fundertrading.com, our website. You'll see a link in the description to this video. Other than that, for everyone who's part of the coaching program, I'll see you there in about 13 minutes. We'll get started for today's trading session, okay? All right, folks, have a great trading day. We'll see you for the next pre-market pulse. Take care.